The Nod, posted by u/Hansen III over on r/HFY. Yet again he nodded his head, and again the other human responded in kind. One? I asked. He grunted, too preoccupied with the various items on sale in the street market we were strolling through. Even though it was a less than legal market, it was still packed with customers and vendors selling everything from guns to toasters. What did you agree to? He picked up a particularly scarred helmet. 3 large gashes in its base surface exposed the inner protective filler. To what? He asked, as he promptly but carefully placed it back after looking at the price tag. That was a concerning answer, very much so. You don't even know what you agreed to? Isn't that bad practice for bounty hunters? I would agree if I had accepted anything in the past minute. Well, you did. You just nodded to the other guy back there. I looked at the bump on his head. It was a miracle he was still alive after this morning's maintenance. You should, I said as I tapped against his skull, get this checked. That wrench probably did more damage than just a scratch. As soon as I touched the bump, he swatted my hand away quite forcefully. Stop that. I told you that hurts. He handed me a kinetic weapon from one of the displays. Again he nodded at the human seller, and the human nodded back. It was a heavy piece of junk. It was barely worth more than the paper tag the price was printed on. You mean like that? That can mean I agree. But oh man, does it mean so much more. It is almost universal. He held up 4 fingers on his right hand and counted them off. It can also mean, hey, I agree. Go ahead. Or, I acknowledge you, for example. Wait, I acknowledge you. Isn't that the same as hey? The vendor chuckled, answering for Yuan in a gruff voice. Well, no, it's not the same. Hey is reserved for seemingly friendly people. Or people you talked to at least once before, but you don't know that well. Whereas, I handed the weapon back to Juan. I was way too distracted by the humanisms going on before me. Okay. But how can I tell if a nod is hey or I acknowledge you? Is there an official guide? Do you guys learn the nuances at school? The vendor stroked his greasy beard and looked up at nothing. Never really thought about it. I guess it's just instinct. Before I got another word in, Yuan, yet again to my frustration, only nodded at the vendor before walking away from the shop. And as we walked past another human, making our way down the market, I made contact and nodded at her. She gave me a very puzzled look, long looking at me after I walked past. That was an upwards nod, I heard Yuan chuckle. At this point, I was a little aggravated, and my voice slipped into a half scream. Yeah, and? That's reserved for friends or people you are interested in. After having a short thought, I was a little embarrassed, and I nodded downward once. A smile erupted across Juan's face. Ah, now you're getting the hang of it.